Welcome to All New Look Back at Am, the official podcast from us Newport County fans. From exclusive interviews to interesting inside insights. Coming up in the next 45 minutes or so, I'm Luke. I'll be asking all the big questions, and I've got your post-match interview with County boss Graham Coughlin. I'd like to ask, should we be worried about our injury concerns?
Hello, I'm Stephen. I've got your commentary highlights, and I'd like to ask, why can't we win back-to-back games?
Never miss out by following us wherever you find this podcast. Listen live at 2 p.m. on a Sunday or at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday after almost all League 2 home matches.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
It began yesterday in the marquee at 1:30 p.m. with the NCR warm-up team, the kids from Giffordstown Juniors, the charity of the day with Newport Veterans Hub, and live music from the amazing Right Keys Only. So yeah, Stephen, obviously today as we record, this pod is Remembrance Day, and it's so important that you've been wearing your poppy today.
I have.
It's so important that charities like the Veterans Hub are seen and
yeah, they do
things like that.
They do really fantastic work with like I said, with the veterans, and and yesterday I thought it was a really poignant moment when the last post was played at Ronnie Parade. Every time we see it, it's just it sends chills down you. And I think it's something that football does really well too. Quite
powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is always. Yeah, it just every time it just makes you emotional, doesn't it?
It then continued in the compede with myself, Chris and Stephen on commentary duty. Stephen, talk to me about the MK Dons before yesterday's game.
Yeah, well, they were 12th in League 2, 4 points ahead of Newport, and they were 4 points off Accrington in 7th place, so four was the magic number for them yesterday. MK Dons, they lost their previous match 3-2 at Reading in the FA Cup, and they'd won their previous 2 matches, ending a run of 9 without a win, where they drew 4 and lost 5. MK Dons were winless in their last 5 away matches in all competitions. Their last away win was at Oxford in the EFL Trophy in September. MK Dons' last league away win was in August against Colchester United. And in the last 5 meetings with Newport, MK Dons have won 4 and lost 1. Their only defeat to Newport was a 3-0 away defeat in the EFL Trophy in January 2020.
Wow. And I think I've seen Rob Phillips put to Graham Coughlin that he's seen him at the opening weekend of the season where they travelled up north to a team that I will not mention, and they played really well. I think it was like 5-3.
Yeah.
I know there were quite a few goals in that. So
I think it was their first away game. That was
plenty to be fearful going into that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Especially with our injury concerns. We'll come on to that though in a little bit. In net yesterday from Newport County was Nick Townsend. Back 5 of Matty Bonds were Ryan Delaney, Scott Bennett, Matty Baker and Lewis Payne. Midfield 3 of Shane McLaughlin, Nathan Wood and Bryn Morris with Omar Bogle and Will Evans up front. Stephen, should we hear what you and Chris got up to yesterday?
Let's do so.
A beautifully observed silence on Armistice Day. It's Chris Chappell with you on commentary for only the second league meeting here between Newport County and MK Dons. And alongside me, looking down at a threadbare Newport subs bench, it's a very good afternoon to Stephen Howell.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris. Yeah, really great to be here. I think we just experienced one of the things that football does really well in remembering those that have fallen in war. And then the opposite of that, we get some exciting football. So, great to be here this afternoon.
Still not away there. Lecco, right corner of the area. Runs it around Morris. Deflected ball in. And a fine save from Townsend. Outstretched left hand. It was on target. Hands on head from Max Dean there. Looking for his 8th of the season. Bogle chasing the ball down the left. Nice touch inside the area. Right foot. And the ball flashes just wide of the far post. Oh, so close. Omar Bogle, hands on head. You cannot believe it. He did ever so well, made the chance all by himself. He had the room to get the shot away. And that must have been a matter of inches.
Yeah, really good, strong play, but that's what you want from your centre forward, isn't it? Maybe he could have picked Will Evans out. He was in the middle, but really good play. And good chance again for Newport County.
Bogle will run with O'Hara for the loose ball. Swept back towards the goalkeeper by the defender. McGillivray gives it straight to Evans. Fires it low. Oh dear. He had a clear sight of goal with McGillivray backpedaling on the edge of the 18-yard box. He tried to take it early before the keeper's angles had been re-established, and he put it wide.
Oh, it was a brilliant chance to get a goal. They need to be more clinical when they're getting these chances, otherwise it might come back to bite them. But the keeper's had a couple of hairy moments this second half, hasn't he? But brilliant play again. The closing down is paying off.
Played early for the run of Tomlinson. He's going to try and get through the middle, and Townsend doesn't get there, and Tomlinson fires the ball over the bar with the goal gaping. Admittedly, he was running away from goal and had to hook it. But if he just knew that he had a bit more time with Townsend in the wrong position, he could have broken the deadlock on the hour there, but couldn't quite do it. Wood. Down the channel for Evans, left side of the area. It goes for goal, and the ball comes off the top of the crossbar and bounces away to safety. Opportunistic from Evans. Bogle was lurking at the back post, and the keeper perhaps thought cross was coming in, but that was close.
Yeah, it was an audacious effort by Will Evans, and a player high on confidence, obviously. And unfortunately for County, didn't quite find the back of the net, but a brilliant effort.
Conor Grant, another Dubliner, takes it forward. Tomlinson to his left, cross comes in, and the header hits the back and falls for Gilby, and it's a fine save once again from Townsend, who leapt to his right to keep it out. Desperately bad luck. A clearing header hit the back of a teammate from Delaney and fell right at the feet of Alex Gilby, but he couldn't take the chance. Just over 6 minutes to go. Gilby on the right wing. Lecco tries to get there before it goes out, takes a deflection, and a fine block in the middle from Baker. Denied a certain goal, and Townsend with another save. It goes over his shoulder, and he gets back up on his feet to grab the ball for a second time. Brilliant defending all round there from Newport.
Oh, unbelievable defending. That first block by Baker, and then Townsend was quick onto that shot, wasn't he? Yeah, really good. They need to keep the concentration now tonight. First last 5-6 minutes, amazing defending again.
And lost in the playoffs before being relegated last year. And immediately the Dons on the offensive. It's rolled to Gilby, sliding across, and Issa just on the pitch. We'll wonder how on earth he couldn't get a touch on the ball. It was begging to be tapped in, and he arrived a split second too late with 3 minutes to go, and it stays 0-0.
Yeah, well, that didn't go in, you'll never know. We've been saying it all afternoon, haven't we? But fortunately for Newport County, maybe just come on the pitch, and I thought that Gilby effort maybe was going to go in. It would be an ex-Newport County player to score against them, wouldn't it? But still 0-0.
And that's it. It's a goalless draw, and the crowd appreciate what is probably the most effort they've ever seen for a 0-0 draw. They worked so hard, Newport County. Will Evans came closest to scoring when his snapshot hit the top of the bar with just over 15 minutes to go, but they'll be thankful to Nick Townsend's saves and forgiving of one error where he missed the ball coming out for a one-on-one. Matt Baker with a superb block as well. Perhaps the luck was with them towards the end of the game, but well, they can be happy with that, the home crowd. County stay 20th as it ends here. Newport 0, MK Dons 0.
Thank you to yourself, Stephen, and thank you to Chris for that one. I'm sure I put it to Greenwich probably in a couple of seconds' time. One of the most entertaining 0-0 games I think I've seen for a long time.
Yeah, I think it had everything else apart from goals, really, didn't it?
It did. Should we hear what else Graham Cochran had to say after that game yesterday?
Yes, please.
Given our current predicament, given our squad size, the changes we needed to make on 75 minutes, we couldn't. So, look, I've got to be satisfied with the performance. I've got to be satisfied with the opportunities created. And we've gone up against one of the top teams in this division. I don't just mean financially. I don't just mean the stadium-wise and all the nice things that they have. I mean, that's a top group of players that MK Dons have had. And even if you look at their bench, and we've gone up against them, and we've done more than enough, I thought, to win the game. Nick Townsend pulled off 2 magnificent saves. But again, that's what top teams do. They get into the final third and they ask questions of you. They hit the target. They make your goalkeeper work. We got into the final third numerous occasions, numerous opportunities, and we've not hit the target. We've not worked the goalie and we've not scored a goal. So that's what we need to work on. That's what we need to fix. It's not a quick fix. It's something that happens over time. But yeah, I'm probably more annoyed that we didn't score, if that makes sense. But look, I'm not going to complain about a home point against one of the top teams in the division and a clean sheet.
Yeah, that must be the only tinge of frustration, because apart from that, your players gave you absolutely everything today.
Yeah, look, my life is just full of frustration, isn't it? It's every time I stood in front of you, whether we win, lose or draw, I'm frustrated because I always want more. Look, I seek perfection, and I don't know whether perfection exists, but we seek it. We try and seek it every day in training. We try and raise our standards every day. And you can see, I think you're spot on. Them lads are out on their feet in that change room. They gave us everything. The crowd were magnificent. I thought it was a really, really good game of football for a 0-0 draw. It was crazy. We could have been 4-0 up, and then they come back and they've had 2 chances. So you could have been going in a half-time 4-2, and at the end of the game, it could have very easily been 5 or 6 opportunities to us, and then they'd had a couple as well. So it could have been a cricket score, really. That's a slight exaggeration. I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but look, I'm proud as punch of them, and yeah, look, it's another point on our journey, but. We need to get healthy. We can't do that Saturday, Tuesday. We can't go along with the squad we've got. And if anybody didn't know how difficult the job is and the difficulty that we are and we're up against it, just look at my bench today. And those lads, 1 or 2 of them needed to come off on 75 minutes, and they gave everything for this football club. And look, I say it every day of the week, and I'm really, really proud of them, and I love working with them. They're a brilliant bunch, and I just want to deliver them. Success. I want to improve them. I want them to be better. And in truth, I want them all to do what Cameron Norman done. Go off and better themselves, maybe financially go off and maybe try and... Well, I'm annoyed with Cameron. He didn't climb the football pyramid, but that's all I want for the lads. Better themselves, get themselves bigger finances, get themselves bigger rewards, get themselves bigger contracts, and just keep improving. And if they keep giving us that, I think they will.
You mentioned the fantastic saves that Nick Townsend made late on to keep that point for you. What's his situation with the international call-up? Has he been called up? Is he going to be going? Are you going to be without him next weekend? He's
been called up. What he decides, we'll have to wait and see. I really need him, to be honest. But look, that's another one. I'm losing Matty Baker as well. Matty Baker goes away on international duty, so it's no exaggeration. It's no exaggeration. We may not be able to field the team on Tuesday night. So that's what I'm looking at this moment in time. But like I say, it's the hand I've been dealt. I ain't going to whinge and moan about it. We will do our best. We will roll our sleeves up, and we will put out the best possible team. We will give it our all. And I hope this isn't misconstrued. This is just facts. I hope this isn't misconstrued as me whinging and moaning or complaining. It is what it is. Every manager up and down the country gets it. Probably not as tough as we have it, but yeah, I would have liked to maybe bring 1 or 2 players in September and October. I had surplus funds to do that. I would have liked to be able to bring someone in, but I wasn't able to. So that's probably the frustrating part about it.
Another clean sheet. There's 3 senior ones if you want to wipe out the West Ham one. How pleasing is that as a former centre back?
Well, we didn't. West Ham scored, so that wasn't a clean sheet. But look, again, touching on West Ham, they've gone up and smashed Cheltenham 4-1. They've gone over to Bristol Rovers, 2 First Division teams, League One teams, and they put 3 past them. And we, such as our standards, we've come away from the West Ham game actually really annoyed that we didn't win the game. So I don't know. At times, maybe our standards. I set the bar too high. I don't think I do, but we do really, really try and push them and drive them. And I think I don't know. You guys might know more than me. But looking at them there today on the pitch, I think that's why they dig deep, and that's why they come out with a draw and a clean sheet. But yeah, look, we just have to deal with Tuesday when we wake up. I'm going to go to bed, cover my head, and not get up to Monday morning. And hopefully I'll get some good news somewhere along the line. But I have to say, and I have to compliment the players, their work rate, their attitude, their commitment, and also the fans, because the fans now we're down to our bare bones. The fans were absolutely tremendous today. They were driving us and pushing us, and I can't speak highly enough of them. And together, our strength is the fans, and together we'll be all right. We'll come through this little period, and we'll be okay. We'll be a lot stronger for this period.
As far as 0-0 games go, was that the most entertaining one you've either been involved in or seen?
I wouldn't say that. I was involved in quite a few entertaining games in my own day. But look, it was, you know, and I'll be honest with you, where I stand, it's a lonely place in the dugout. Your head is on the block. You just, you know, it's a lonely place. But do you enjoy it? It's absolute. And my heart goes up and down, and it's so the range of emotions you go through. So I'll probably sit back later on this evening. I'll have a glass of beer and I'll watch it on the laptop, and I might enjoy that more than actually stood on the sidelines, because my heart has been doing somersaults on a Saturday. But I hope the fans enjoyed it. We would have liked again to come away with the 3 points, but we haven't. But we'll dust ourselves down and we'll go again. But it must have been entertaining if you're bringing that up. But it's certainly not entertaining stood in that dugout on a Saturday afternoon. Anything can happen.
Newport County boss Graham Cochran there. We'll come on to a couple of things he said in a couple of seconds' time. But Stephen, you were there, obviously sat next to me in the Compede stand yesterday. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, well, I thought the first 10 minutes was a bit subdued. I think apart from a half chance for Dean and a Bogle shot which got blocked, but it seemed maybe that was because of the remembrance thing, I'm not sure, but just the players on the pitch and maybe even the crowd a little bit. But then after 10 minutes the game just exploded into life. There was challenges flying everywhere, chances kind of getting created as well, and then I think it kind of settled down then for the rest of the first half. You could see like the two opposing styles of football. MK Dons was trying to like play it out from the back, keep possession, pick their moments and attack in numbers, where County were a little bit more sit back and then hit on the break and create opportunities that way. Yeah, but I thought Newport County were phenomenal. They were hunting in packs, they were pressing, and it was causing them problems. And for me, it was weird because they just kept on persisting with it, even though Newport were getting chances from it. And I was saying to Chris in the commentary, maybe they should go a bit longer. Every now and again, we've spoken about Newport, if teams do it to us, to mix the play up, go long now and again. But they just kept on playing out from the back. Yeah, I think the referee at one point was struggling with the game. He's not an experienced referee. It's only his second season as a ref. And his first one was in the National League, so I don't want to go too much onto the referee, but I just felt like the game was going away from him a little bit. Newport had a couple of really good opportunities. Bogle had a couple. I just think with better decision making in the final third, especially Bogle, they could have probably got at least a goal. I think he could have passed to Evans on one point, which I think I said in the commentary. And I think Wood was the other one we could have passed to. So yeah, I thought really at half time I was like, yeah, we're playing really well. You know, it's been a good match. And then second half, I think MK Dons adapted to what Newport were doing. I think they decided to kind of play more balls over the top, which they were getting a little bit of joy from. They're the better of the chances, I think. And Nick Townsend, again, we spoke about it on the last show, he made a couple of world-class saves again to keep a clean sheet. So, and then, yeah, I think overall the both sides were probably guilty of a bit of a lack of. I think with County it was the decision making, and I think with MK Dons it was maybe that bit of quality in the final third that they were both lacking. That's why we ended up with a 0-0, not a 4-3 or whatever it could have been.
Because it could have quite easily, as Graham alluded to there, it could have easily been anything yesterday.
Yeah.
Could have been anything from the 0-0 that we got to 4-4.
Yeah, it could have been easy. I think, and we'd probably been sitting here talking about we'd probably been saying the same things. The only thing that would have been different was the score. Yeah.
Can I just read the stat to you and I'll get your thoughts?
Yep.
16 shots, 1 on target.
Yeah.
Does that sum up what we've been doing recently?
I think in some games, I think we're a bit hit or miss. I think some games we maybe have a lower shot count, but we get more on target and we seem to score. I mean, against Oldham it was 2 penalties, was it?
1 penalty and 1 in open play, I think.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check quickly.
But so I think we are a bit hit or miss. But I did say it in the commentary that we needed to be more clinical. And like I said, I think the decision making should be better, which will probably result in more shots on goal.
Oldham was 2 goals by Shane McLaughlin.
Oh yeah.
How
what am I thinking of? When did Bogle score 2? Bogle scored 2, didn't he?
I think so, recently.
Yeah, it was Shane McLaughlin or Oldham, wasn't it?
Oh, it was against 2 penalties against Gillingham 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so I think it was a fair result. I think 0-0. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's a real positive for Newport. I think you can't fault the effort. Graham's spoken about it. I think every player to a man was superb yesterday. And like he said, they gave everything. They left it all out on the pitch. And I think you saw that at the end from the fans. The fans were really, really appreciative of what they saw from the team. I think they saw a team giving everything. They know the situation that the players are in. So I think overall, I come out there kind of feeling like feeling good, like it was a win, but it was a 0-0 draw. Yeah,
and yet again a back 3 or back 5, and that had its benefits yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. I think he said in the press conference, that's his preferred system. I think we spoke about it on the last show, didn't we, about formations, and having the personnel. And I think we spoke about him changing it to kind of to kind of get clean sheets and not to maybe concede so many. And I think it's you're starting to see it come to fruition now. Yeah.
Can I just touch back on what we were just talking about, the lack of decision making, which we just talked about? Do you think that's due to the ongoing injury crisis? Because when everyone's fit and available, you've got Aaron Wildig, who's probably got hundreds of games in the EFL, Harry Charsley, who's a seasoned pro at this point, to add into the mix, who both are very, very creative. But at the moment, we had to play Nathan Wood yesterday, who...
I thought he did all right yesterday.
He did okay yesterday.
Well. He doesn't start that often.
But he might not have the same experience. No. He might still be adapting to the league.
It's his first season in the league, isn't it? So.
Do you think that's potentially something that might have not helped our good decision making yesterday?
Well, I think it's more about being when you're in those situations, is you've got to be calm. You've got to be calm. Talking about making decisions in a split second. So it is difficult, isn't it? Like I said, Bogle should have passed. He's a striker, though. His instinct's going to be to shoot. And if you get an opportunity, I would probably do the same as well. Yeah, I mean, it's something that they can kind of work on, I suppose. It's, I just think, I can't blame Nathan Wood yesterday because he did have a couple of good opportunities. But maybe if he was a bit more experienced, then this time next year we'll probably be talking about him finishing those opportunities.
Yeah.
And a bit like Will Evans.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. It's kind of like Will Evans last year, where he wasn't so effective. He was running his heart out, but he wasn't as effective as he is this season. And I think we've seen with Priestley Farquharson a couple of years ago, it takes time to adapt to the EFL. Yeah. These players have been playing in part-time semi-pro football for the past few years in the Cymru Prem. Yes, it's a decent standard. It's not League 2 standard yet, and you can see that these players, James Waite, is still taking him time to adapt to the league. These players, it does take a year or so to kind of get up to speed.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Graham Cochran said as well in his post-match, which we just heard, frustrating. Do you agree with him?
Well, yeah, because I think I said in the commentary that I think both managers would have probably been a bit frustrated with their side. Like I said, in the MK Dons were really good getting into positions. Every now and again, you need a little bit of luck as well, which they probably both sides probably didn't get yesterday. Either manager would have probably felt like they could have won that game because Nick Townsend had made some good saves, Newport had some good opportunities. So I can see the frustration, but like I think Graham said, a point against MK Dons is not a bad thing.
No, and the return, I'll talk about Nick Townsend in a couple of seconds' time. The return of a Newport County hero from the couple of years ago, Cameron Norman.
couple of years ago. He left about
I
6
know.
months ago.
A right centre back.
I thought he was going to talk about Alex Gilby, who was an assist in the playoff semi-finals 10 years ago.
He
Part
did.
of the side that got promoted.
He did. I'm on about.
He played really well yesterday.
Yeah.
Enjoyed watching him yesterday.
But Cameron Norman, though, was his first time back at Rodney Parade, and he was
Yeah.
in a different role to what we've seen him. We have seen him in.
Well, we've seen him.
We've
We've seen
seen him
do it
there.
quite a bit. Yeah.
But that's we've spoken about on the show many times. That's not why he's most effective.
No, he's but they played Leko, didn't they, as the right winger?
He was quick.
So yeah, I think that was the plan, maybe, because obviously Bonswell's quite quick as well, and he on that left hand side. So and you can see like that, he's getting chances into the box for them. But yeah, you want Cameron Norman as a right wing back, really, don't you?
On his day, there's no one better in League Two than Cameron Norman.
Yeah.
Nick Townsend. Let's have a quick chat about him.
Mm-hmm.
How important is he to the Steeport County team?
Oh, he's vital. If it wasn't for him, we're talking about 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games, only conceded 1 goal. That was against West Ham. I mean, if it wasn't for Nick Townsend, then it'd be a very different story.
3 clean sheets in 3 consecutive Saturdays.
Yeah. Let's just play on Saturdays from now on.
Yeah. Which, I don't know when the last time we had 3 consecutive clean sheets in 3 consecutive Saturdays was.
Yeah, probably a long time ago.
Probably, but we spoke to Nick as well after the game. He's not going away on international duty.
Yeah, I think that just shows the measure of the man, doesn't it? I think it's absolute quality from him. I mean, yeah, he could go away, and nobody, would have a bad word to say about him, but I just think it shows what the kind of, like I said, the quality of him, the I'm trying to think of the word. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but the kind of environment that Graham's created, that he wants to stay, and the culture. That's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah, he said, me having games out is not going to help the team. I feel I need to stay and support the lads. This is my bread and butter.
Yeah, and that's top class.
And I think that goes back to the hard working and determined, and everyone kind of chips in kind of mentality that's at the club.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like Graham said, they're all in this together as well. So he's got that real feeling of that as well. So it's good. It's good.
Last thoughts on the game yesterday?
Yeah, like I said, I just think it was probably a fair result. I thought they played really, really well, and with better decision making, could have probably got a result.
There was plenty that I think I mentioned it to Graham after the Oldham game. There was stuff to build on, and they definitely built on it, despite, which we'll come on to in a little bit, despite all the injuries, there was plenty for Newport County. Even yesterday, still plenty to build on, I think the back 5, you could see the benefits of it when they got the ball out wide and the ball was into the box, and kind of, it was like a 3-4 yesterday on times.
Yeah, they were kind of, it is quite fluid, isn't it? Sometimes, it's a back 5, sometimes it's a back 3, sometimes I think an extra, maybe Bennett pushes into midfield, so it's 4. So it's really, really, this system that he's coming up with is starting to really pay off. I think you're right.
Shane McLaughlin in midfield for you. Obviously, we've seen him most of the season at right wing back.
Again, I think having versatile players is worth your weight in gold, and I think he's one of them. Matty Baker's the same, who can go into midfield and play in defence.
I think that's showed you in this crisis.
Yeah. So having players like that is vital, even when you've got a fully fit squad, but even more so now.
Yeah, because yesterday Shane McLaughlin played in midfield, Matty Baker played as a centre back, Scott Bennett played as a centre back.
Yeah.
I think Scott Bennett in that centre back role, he's the new Matty Dolan.
Well, I don't know about that, because Matty Dolan used to kind of play balls out.
Yeah, not in that
Bennett's
mode,
a different
but
type of player.
He's in the style of a really good midfielder, going back to becoming an even better centre back.
Well, I think he was probably, he's not unaccustomed to playing there, is he? But I think we said last time, it's a really, really good management by Graham to kind of put him back there, and it's paying off at the moment. It's obviously a needs must kind of thing, but I think we should stick with it going forward.
Stephen, what have we got coming up next?
Yes, well, I'd like to ask, why can't we win back-to-back games?
The Newport Tyson Family Appeal is up and running, and we need your help. Could you donate new or good quality used toys for local families. Drop-off points on Mondays at Betterton Blue from 9:30am to 11:30am. Wednesdays here at Newport City Radio at the Neon Clowns Place on 10am to 6pm. And the Remake Centre on Upper Dock Street on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturdays from 9am to 5pm. You can also contribute cash to our Newport Toys for Family appeal by donating via our local giving page. Search online for Newport City Radio Toys for Family on localgiving.org. With £10 you can provide 5 Cadbury Medium Santa selection boxes, and £15 could offer 5 Teamsters colour changed metal cars. Look for the links on our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages. Let's unite and create unforgettable memories across our city, one gift at a time this Christmas.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talking point this week, Graham spoke about it in his press conference, consistency the key. I'm going to ask, why can't we win back-to-back games? So I've had a little look into this. Ooh. I've been doing my research. So Newport County have only won back-to-back matches on 2 occasions this season, both times in August. First it was against Charlton in the EFL Cup and then Doncaster, then against Forest Green Rovers and Sutton United. They've had runs of 1-1, lost 1-1 twice this season against Colchester, Harrogate and Cheltenham, and then against Gillingham, West Ham and Oldham recently. But in the league we've only actually won back-to-back matches even on 1 occasion. So I had a look at last season. I thought let's have a little compare, let's have a comparison. In 2023, after Graham Coughlin took charge, Newport won back-to-back games, only in League 2 I've looked at for this, on 2 occasions. November, December against Gillingham home and Crewe away, and in February against Swindon home and Barrow away. They only won back-to-back games on 1 occasion at home in April, that was against Northampton and Hartlepool, and then away from home they won back-to-back games on 1 occasion, and that was the final 2 away games of the season. So given all that, Luke, why can't we win back-to-back games?
I think you read out the start of the season, which is when most of our players were fit and available. I think the only player out injured was Declan Drysdale and Omar Bogle. And now I think the injury crisis, which is what I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes' time, I think it's the injury crisis because he hasn't had the chance, and I think he said it earlier, he hasn't had the chance to maybe change players. He wanted to change players about 75 minutes yesterday, but he couldn't. The only change he made yesterday was James Waite on 85 minutes. So he hasn't got the capability of having players at his disposal to change. He hasn't got 7 or 8 players that he can change whenever he wants. And so, for me, I think it's the injury crisis. Players Saturday, Tuesday. Look at October. Yeah. Really, really long month in terms of the amount of games we played Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah. So I just think it's tired bodies more than anything. Yeah, because we didn't do it last season either. So we had a fully fit squad then as well. But I think you're right. I think at the moment, because for example, August we had most of our best players available, and I just think it's something that they really need to try and work on, because they don't want to get dragged into a relegation battle. We're 20th at the moment. We're only 8 points, I think it is, above Tranmere. It is difficult, but I just think it's got to be improved. We're only 8 points behind Morecambe in 7th. Well, there is that as well. Yeah, there's always an upside. But, I mean, if you look at teams like Colchester, for example, they've just put a run together of 3 wins. It might be more than that now. It might be 4. And they've climbed above us in the table. So, and I think Harrogate have done the same as well. They've won their last 4 away, and they've gone above us in the table. And I just think we need to try and somehow, maybe more so at home than away, because it's more difficult away from home, but is to try and put together that kind of run of results so we can just get up that table. And I think in League 2, as I just said there, we're in 20th, but we're 8 points behind 7th. If you put a run together of 4, 5, 6 games, whether they're straight wins, whether they're wins and draws, whether they're mainly draws. I think that's the problem. We've had good runs, but there's been a lot of draws rather than wins, so we just need to turn those draws into wins, really. But it's the all-important question, how do you do that? Yeah, I know. If I knew that, I'd be where Graham Coughlin is. Instead, you're... Stevie Cloppy over. You're on your Football Manager. Struggling to get into the new Football Manager because I got signed in through Netflix. It's really annoying me. Yeah. But yeah, in this league, like I just said, if you put 3, 4, 5, I think we've seen a few years ago towards the end of the season. I think it was the first time we got to the playoff final under Michael Flynn, where we played Tranmere. You just mentioned there, we played Tranmere in the playoff final, where we went on a bit of a run to the end of the season, and it ended up,
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just something we need to improve on.
You say that. Our next fixtures aren't easy, are they?
And we'll have a talk about that later.
We will too. Now, before we move on, there was something I forgot to do just then. It's called the Absolutely County Man of the Match.
Oh, right, okay.
Completely forgot about it. So your options yesterday were Nick Townsend, Matty Baker, Shane McLaughlin, or other, which you could let me know in the comments. Stephen, who was your man of the match yesterday?
Well, there's only one man, really, isn't there? Yeah, Nick Townsend. Yeah, got to be. I would have gone for him last week as well, but I went a bit different. So I thought I'll play safe this week, and I'll go with the majority. So I'm assuming it's the majority. We'll find out in a sec. Yeah, unbelievable yesterday. All those saves, wow. Just gets you out of your seat, man. It's incredible.
Because for a while, he was number 2 to Joe Day. And over the summer, I think he, under Roby, kind of featured more so.
Yeah.
What a player he's transformed into.
Well, I think maybe it's always been there. Just maybe we just haven't seen it often
maybe it's
enough.
that consistent run of games. Maybe even if it's the confidence of being that number 1, having that number 1 jersey. Because for a while he was number 30. Now he's that number 1 on his back. That must give him a world of confidence.
Yeah, I think it's probably has. It's given him a bit more belief as well. So, and like you said, a settled run. We've spoken before, and about I think it helps with keeping the clean sheets to have a settled back line in front of you, but also a settled goalkeeper as well. So the communication is a lot better, and but he was phenomenal yesterday. Oh, so it's me. So Luke, what's coming up next?
Coming up next, I'd like to talk about our injury crisis.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talking point this week, I would like to ask whether we should be worried about our injury concerns. Now, I think there's a really, really obvious answer here, but we'll go into a couple of things in a couple of seconds' time. But before we do, should we hear an exclusive from Graham Cochran? Because I don't think this was put on the YouTube cut of the post-match press conference.
Oh, we love an exclusive. Let's hear it.
Can I just double check? 3 players not in the squad today. Aaron Wildick, we'll start with him. What's the latest with Aaron?
Aaron Wildick has got a injury, his back, hamstring back. His back is in spasm. So he's walking like me, and there he's got a walking stick and a Zimmer frame. His back is just gone into spasm, and it's affecting his hamstrings as well. He can't stand upright. He can't straighten his back. So that's something that's just come on. So he needs to obviously get attention, get that sorted.
Declan obviously went off injured against Oldham. What's the latest with him? Is it worse than he first feared?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a long-term one. It's no short-term fix. It's a long-term one. But look, we're used to that news. We're used to one day one of the lads will go away and get a scan or get an MRI, and they'll come back with good news. But at this moment in time, it's not happening for us. Declan is a long-term. The length of time I couldn't tell you as of yet. But you're looking at somewhere between 8 to 10 weeks.
Is that a bit frustrating for you? Because he's not long come back from an injury, and now he's injured again. Do you find that a little bit frustrating?
I find it very frustrating, Luke, because the one thing we're trying to... We can't get consistency, we can't get continuity, and we can't get a settled team on the pitch. I couldn't... what are we come into November, and I'm only starting now to be able to play 3 centre-halves, my preferred system. I couldn't do that all along. Yes, I had Josh Seabury available earlier, but he wasn't ready to go in and play in the first team. So you can see the system. You can see over the last few weeks how effective it is. So that's my preferred system, and I've not been able to do that all season. We come away with a clean sheet today, and now we go into Tuesday, but I don't have Matty Baker. So I can't explain it, to be quite honest with you. I just don't know what I've done or what the club have done or why these scenarios keep cropping up. I would just like to be able to work with a settled 11, a little bit of continuity, a little bit of consistency, and if we can do that, our confidence will grow.
Newport County manager Graham Cochrane there, Stephen. It's no understatement. This is a full-on crisis.
Yeah, I think so. I think, I was probably a bit hesitant maybe to use the word crisis, but no, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for so long now. And you can hear Graham there. I've never seen anything like this with a team. Yes, you get a few different injuries, but I mean, like Chris Kerwin shared a picture on Twitter yesterday, and it was basically, apart from the goalkeeper, a whole 11 players missing. Well, 10 players then, but a whole entire first team that was missing through injury. You look at that first team and you think they'd probably do quite well in League Two.
Probably.
Do you know what I mean? It looks a good team. So, I mean, I think, yeah, it is really, really worrying because, like yesterday, you could only name 5 subs: Max Deadweight, Thomas, and 2 academy players, Young and Sanka. And really, apart from the goalkeeper, obviously, the only outfield player with any experience on that bench was James Waite,
yes,
which was the only player that he actually brought on. Weirdly, though, in yesterday's game, neither team made a change until the 85th minute.
No, I know.
So Newport went first, Waite come on, Wood come off, and then, MK Dons made a change. Isa come on for Dean, was it? Yeah, I think so.
He was an investment that you could count on.
Oh, here we go, yeah. We've got through 50 minutes without any bad comedy, and here it is. Yeah, we will send him to stand-up school, listeners. We're just trying to find the right one. Yeah, so weirdly, yeah, both teams only made one change yesterday, but because it was such a finely balanced match, I think both sides managers were a bit like, I don't know whether to change this, because then if something goes wrong, I'm going to look bad because I made a change, or that could be the reason. But I mean, it is like one of the things me and Chris were talking about yesterday. This could be is what has Ollie Thomas done wrong, because he's not getting a chance.
No,
personally, I don't think Graham Cochrane fancies him.
Okay,
I don't think he's his. I think he's had a look at him, brought him in, had a look at him, because I think if he did fancy him, he'd probably be getting more minutes. I mean,
do you think the signing of Ollie Thomas was rushed? Now,
yeah,
all summer long,
that's exactly
Graham
what
Cochrane,
Chris said.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Great minds think alike, Chris.
Yeah.
Because all summer long, Graham was saying he wanted another striker. No matter what, he wanted another striker. He got another striker. Mainly, I think Ollie came about due to the injury to Seb.
Yeah.
And Bristol City said, well, we've got this guy here. Do you want him? And we had no choice but to say yes. Yeah.
And I think it was, but yeah, he's not really getting much minutes, is he? Really, he's, I mean, the last time he played, it was 11 minutes against Notts County when Newport were like 3-0 down or 2-0 down, whatever it was when he came on. He came on in the 58th minute against Swindon and the 86th minute against Harrogate most recently. So, yeah, I'm not really sure, because you want to kind of try and protect at least one of Bogle or Evans. And he said it himself, the players, I think you could see Bogle, by about 75 minutes, he's gone. He's and you can't blame him. They're all putting so much effort into these games and they're having to play so much. But I do think it's worrying, especially with the fixtures that we've got coming up. We might not be able to fulfill those fixtures.
He said that, didn't he?
Yeah. And I think if that happens, we could get in trouble. We could get a fine. We could get, I don't know if we'll get deducted points, but we could. I mean, it's up to the EFL what they do with us, I suppose. So that is a bit of a concern, not being able to fulfill the fixtures, because, yeah, I don't know if we can use the emergency loan market, but I would imagine if we could have, we would have probably done it by now. But then who's going to want to give up players at this point of the season? Not many teams, probably. So, and you'd only be able to sign one player, so that's only going to cover one position. So those are the kind of options I think that they've got, or look for free transfers. He said he had a bit of a budget, but he couldn't use it.
No.
So, but then do you just give somebody a contract to the end of the season? I mean, if they haven't got a club now, I'm sure they'd appreciate the contract to the end of the season. But then what is the quality of those players?
Yeah, I was thinking that. There must be a reason why they haven't got a club.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a tricky time at the moment for them.
What do you do about it? Because Tuesday.
Pray to the footballing gods. Please don't let me get any more injuries, please.
Because now Matthew Baker goes away with the Wales under 21. We're down to 4 substitutes.
Yeah.
Out of a possible 7.
I know. Yeah, it's incredible.
Anyway, Coming up next, we'll be talking about. We'll try and predict the next games and the scores and maybe one or two injuries as well. New football season, new kit, new school year, new uniform. Newport Credit Union will help you through it. To find out more and see how to join them, search online for Newport Credit Union.
Right here, right now. This is Newport City Radio.
So yes, there's only one thing left to do this afternoon now, and that's predict what the score's going to be in the next couple of games coming up. So this Tuesday is a last game shootout to decide who qualifies out of our Papa John's group. Although I think it's the Bristol, what's it called now? What's the official name?
Seven-side derby, is it? No?
It's the Bristol Street Motors Cup.
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we take on Bristol Rovers, Rodney Parade on Tuesday night. Stephen, what's the score going to be on that one?
Well, yeah, 10th in League 2, 4-match unbeaten run for them at the moment, 1-2 drawn 2. They lost to West Ham, didn't they? And they beat Cheltenham in the previous games. We won our last 2 meetings against them in 21-22. 1-0 at home, 3-1 away. So I think I'll go for a repeat of that. I'll go 1-0 Newport.
How many substitutes will we name?
4.
I'm going to go a lot. I'm going to say 2-1 Newport. 2-1 Newport. One word answer, Stephen. Mansfield, unbeaten so far this season.
Yeah, well, given all that, I think we'll draw 1-1.
I'm going to say 2-2. And then we roll on to Stockport on the 25th of November with Delicious D in the marquee. Stephen, Stockport are currently top of the league.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any easier.
No.
What's the score going to be?
They've not lost since August against Mansfield, but we've won our last 4 meetings. Yeah, so... Oh, no, we've lost the last 4 meetings, sorry. Including 1-2 and 4-0 away. We've not beaten them since March 1980. Given all that, I think we're going to win 3-1.
Yeah, they were a bit of a bane in our side last season. I think they were really, really good. You could see their quality. They're top of the league. They're
it's got to come to an end sometime.
It does. Yeah. And I think if we get going, get playing...
We're just the guys to do it.
2-1 Newport.
2-1? Come on.
Thanks for today, Stephen.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you as well for taking the time out to listen today. As always, we'd love to read your thoughts about our thoughts on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram via direct message. We're also on email at contact@newportcityradio.org. We'll catch you on Sunday the 12th of November at 2 p.m. Or the 25th of November, at 2 p.m. as we continue to look back in amber at the 2022-23 season. More talking points, more banter and more topic analysis. We'll see you then.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now. Newport City Radio.